Good morning, evening, and afternoon. Welcome to Aokana no fォーリズムPart 4. I normally have that other way around, but anyway. So, last time, firstly, it has been a few days since I've done this. I've just have not found the opportunity because of really unfortunate situations. Anyway. So last time we've been teaching Asuka how to fly, unable to fix the situation with Rika, and found more information, kind of a little bit more about Asuka's background. For her, trying to recall, there was something about it, but as well as we've seen Asuka, Mashiro, and Misaki. So I haven't looked at the names for a while. Yeah, Misaki, Mashiro, and Asuka. They've gone along with each other, they've been flying around with Masaya, so they've been getting along a bit. So we found that also Asuka is getting along with her flying. Still rocky here and there, but she's getting there. So we were on our little outing to just get her used to the flying storm, and we landed here at the beach. This is where they were having their little talk. So, yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Sorry.
急に黙り込んだりするから何なのかと思っちゃいましたよ。
Kushina-san's expresses her anger like a child, throwing a tantrum as she puffs up her cheeks.
何か私変なこととか言っちゃいましたか?
I did forget, I just remember now. The situation right now was Asuka was saying how she's starting to enjoy flying, and that she imagines what sports would be like with anti-graviton shoots, and that's triggered something in Masaya. From what I can gather, it's something to do with his past and why he dislikes using anti-graviton shoots as much as he used to. It's something to do with the sports aspect. No, not at all.
よかった。ひょっとしたら何か気まずくなることでも言っちゃったかと思ってドキドキしちゃいました。
She smiles cheerfully. Sorry, I'm lying to you. I apologize to her in my mind. I mean, my personal problems have nothing to do with her. That trauma is mine alone. I can't get her involved in it. Alright, I guess it's about time to head back. The sun is setting, which means twilight is fast approaching. It'll be a lot more difficult to fly back without guide lights soon. However, that somewhat wistful atmosphere is torn apart by... Okay. The hell? A loud laugh fills the air. Oh, what was that?
あそこじゃないですか?
I direct my eyes over to where Kurashina-san points. And as I look over, I spot a guy and a girl who seems to be in the middle of an argument on the beach.
ちょっと行ってみましょう。喧嘩だったら止めないと。
Huh? Seriously? I hurriedly overfollow Kurashina-san, who runs off toward them without skipping a beat.
だから言ったのですわ。
この砂糖院に歯向かおうなど、太平洋でサメに戦いを挑むに等しい愚行とね。
I had a feeling this is that person's character, I guess you could say, just from the laugh. It's what people call the Ojo-sama laugh, in a sense, like a rich lady, or it's pretty hard to really explain it right, but the way they have their hand by their mouth and laugh while standing up straight like that, yeah. A strange scene unfolds before us. There's a pretty girl with blonde hair and a muscular guy on his knees, who's prostrating himself before her. The girl called herself Satoin. No idea what characters her name's written with, but is she a foreigner? I doubt it. I don't know the name of the guy. Only thing I can tell from this distance is that he's jacked. I dislike that word. Could have just said distance is that he's muscular, or that he works out. The two of us are watching the situation unfold from bushes that are about 10 meters away from them.
なんでしょう？怠慢でしょうか？
I'm surprised it's the first thing that came to your mind.
お父さんがそういう漫画好きなんです。動きがありましたよ。
She says something about they're starting to move, or he's starting to move, or something's they're moving in a sense, like something's happening. Obviously that's something there, but the words used was different. I returned my gaze to them just in time to see Satoin's son start to speak.
シオンさんでしたわね。
Seems like the brawny guy is Shion. Both of them are pretty unusual names. Yeah, I was about to say, Shion, I've only ever connected that towards females in a sense, female names. So Shion. Satoin as well is quite a interesting name.
あなたのような古臭いスタイルじゃ、私には一生かかっても勝てはしませんわよ。
Was it sports related?
くそそんなことない。
Oh, okay. Now I get it. I finally realized what's going on as I listen in on their conversation.
ひなたさん。あの人たち、単に喧嘩してるわけじゃなさそうですね。何か勝負事をしてるというか。
Yeah, they were actually... Right as I'm about to answer Krishna-san, I get interrupted by the girl who called herself Satoin.
鈴木佐藤の佐藤に由緒ある院の称号。この佐藤院にフライングサーカスでかなうものなど、久那浜学院には存在しないのよ。
Flying circus match. Yeah, Suzuki I know is one of the, as she says, most common names in Japan. Sato is also. Okay, so she uses that. Okay. Flying circus. It's a world-renowned sport that makes use of ground shoes, and it just so happens to be the most popular sport here in Shito City. Flying circus. I wonder how that's written in Japanese. Sorry about this. Flying. Okay, it's just simply flying circus. Okay. But above all else,
フライングサーカス。
Kunishina-san repeats the name of the sport hesitantly.
佐藤院さんの漢字もわかりましたね。
That's your biggest takeaway? What's the big deal with the in suffix anyway? Why is she talking it up so much? I don't get it. The only thing I can gather from that is the one small knowledge I have from reading a manga. This manga revolves around old history in China regarding emperors, courtesans, and other things like that. And it is known that certain royalty would have specific parts. They would have their name, but their name would contain a certain part of it that would denote them as being royalty. I think that's what the only thing I can take up is probably something similar in a sense, that in SunaeVN she's trying to make it seem like she's special in a sense.
さあ、それじゃあ約束通り、その学校名の院の字、いただいていくわよ。
Okay.
それだけは。
10連敗までは待って差し上げたのよ。今日からは院を失ったクナハマ学と名乗り、敗戦をかみしめて生きていくといいわ。
So I just want to hear that guy's voice again.
それだけは。
Sorry, it's just for some reason it sounded quite similar to a character in 9. So I just wanted to check if I was correct or not with that.
そんな中途半端な名前を背負っていくのは我慢ならない。
3年生にもなって惨めですわね、シオンさん。
I don't exactly get what's going on, but it seems like Shion, like that Shion person is from our school. And since she said he's a senior, that also means he's a year older than me. Well, I have literally no idea what all the stuff about losing the last 2 letters of our school name means, though. I want to help him, but does it have to be flying circus of all things? I'm at a loss. Should I step in?
Hi.
Huh? Kuroshin-san suddenly stands up and yells at the haughty girl as I hesitate.
誰よ。
Okay, I had a feeling that this guy might be a character. Not only that obviously had a voice and a name and things like that, but he just, to me, shouted out like he came across as a person who could be Masia's friend in the future, in a sense. The sudden appearance of a new challenger has both SunaeVN-san and Shion-san surprised.
ですね。
Not only does she not really know much about flying circus or flying, she challenging them. A cheerful smile that doesn't fit the situation at all forms on Kuroshin-san's face as she speaks.
さっきクナハマ学院で誰もってことでしたので、ちょっと学生として手を挙げようかなって思った次第なんですが、どうなんでしょう。
So when they were saying about taking the last 2 letters of the school's name, were they she can't be serious. Sorry about that. Were they referring to Kunoha, taking the last 2 MA, or they're referring to taking away the ha and the ma, like Kuna? Not too sure. What are you thinking, Kuroshina-san?
とんだ挑戦者がいたものね。いいわ。そうまで言うなら、手合わせしてあなたが勝ったら、この院の字を返して差し上げるわ。
試合していただけるんですか？
Surprisingly, SunaeVN-san appears to be willing to take her up on her offer. Hold on, there's no way this will work.
それであなたはフライングサーカスの経験者なのかしら？
Nope, probably not at all.
いいえ、さっき知ったばかりです。え？クラッシュ履いて一人で飛んだのも昨日が初めてです。
ふざけるのもいい加減にしてくれない？あなた、私を誰だと思ってるのよ。
Great. Now she's pissed. I knew this would happen. He's gonna have to step up and take her place. Someone who has next to no experience flying can't possibly face a Skywalker who's equipped... Skywalker? not too sure what that name Skywalker is. It doesn't sound or feel right in English. Don't know why. Who's equipped with FC, Flying Circus, grab shoes. I'll apologize on her behalf. Please forget she ever.
仕方ないわね。じゃあ教えてあげるわよ。
Huh? You're still going through with it?
ありがとうございます。
I assumed Kurashina-san's lack of experience meant her challenge was going nowhere, but boy was I wrong.
まったく、なぜ私がこんなことを。
Good-natured in the sense then, I guess. She pulls a whiteboard out of God knows where and then begins her lecture.
フライングサーカスは通常ならば V に囲まれた一面300メートル四方の会場で行われるわ。
Interesting. Oh, is it like a race type thing?
1対1で争われて10分の制限時間内に
I guess
より
not.
多くの得点を集めた方が勝ちよ。得点の方法は2つ。相手の背に触れるか、もしくは4つの部位を順番にタッチしていくか。
Okay.
なんだけど、今日はあなたのことも考えて部位は2つ、時間は5分にしておくわ。以上よ。何か質問はあるかしら？別に何だって聞いていいのよ。なぜなら私は。
大丈夫です。わかりました。
本当に分かったの？私だって理解するのに半年かかったのに。
Half a year to learn rules? Quite long. Satsuma-sing continues to grumble, but eventually it's up and speaks properly.
じゃあ5分後に試合を始めるわ。それまでに準備を済ませていらっしゃい。
I can't believe this is happening. I check Kurashina-san's shoes and adjust them for FC Flying Circus shoes. I don't know why, I just don't want to use just the abbreviated form. Do they abbreviate it in Japanese? I guess I do. I wonder how that's pronounced in Japanese. 1 second. Okay, so I just wanted to just check if they used FC or some sort of it in the Japanese, and all I found was shiai, which is match. So if I were to just reword this in a sense, just check her shoes, adjust them for the match, in a sense. However, there's already a massive handicap in place since she's using normal shoes instead of the substitute shoes. So let me just double check if they're still using it. Yeah, nah, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Flying Circus shoes.
すまない。君たちを巻き込んでしまって。
Shion-san has been apologizing to us over and over the entire time.
いいですよ。話を聞いて私もやってみたかったですし。
I think here she says about how ever since once she's heard about it, she's gotten interested in it. Kurashina-san, in contrast, doesn't really seem nervous at all. In fact, she's so relaxed that she comes off confident. How are you planning on beating her? Maybe she's got some amazing plan in mind? I doubt that.
わかりません。
Seriously? You've got no plan? I only now realize that she's not actually confident at all. It's just that she has no reason to feel fear. I guess I have no choice then. I'll try to guide you as well as I can. So just do as I say.
もしかして日向さんってフライングサーカスの経験者なんですか？
Maybe a little.
あ、指示を出すのならこれを使うといい。
Shion-san hands me a pair of headsets that is designed for FC matches. I don't know why, I just hate saying FC. But these are possible for the player to communicate with someone on the sidelines.
シューズはサイズが合わないけど、これならなんとかなるかと。
Thanks, these will come in handy. Immediately attach one of them to my ear, and then put the other one on Kurashina-san. Listen up. Here's the plan.
本当に呆れますわね。まさかシューズすら普通の通学用とは。
なんとかこれで頑張りますか
まあいいわ。手加減はしませんわよ。それじゃあシオンさん、あなたは審判をやってくださるかしら。
うん、わかった。
Here he doesn't really say me. It's more like, okay, sure.
先ほども申しました通り、制限時間は5分。その間により多くの得点を取った方が勝利ですわ。勝負は正々堂々と行いますわよ。陰の名に恥じぬよう戦っていただけますわね。
So my expectations from this match is she will lose, no doubt about it. Asuka, that is. But she will at least perform better than what they would think. And then the plan that Masaya gives her might surprise SunaeVN, but she will still probably lose.
では参りますわ。
With that, SunaeVN-san flies off ahead of Kurashina-san.
あれ、先に行っちゃいましたよ。フライングですか？それとも敵前逃亡ですか？
I forgot to mention that you start at the first buoy.
空中からスタートするんですね。じゃあ私も行ってきます。フライ。
Be careful, don't push yourself too hard.
スタート位置はここで合ってますか？
本当に素人ですのね。それで合ってますわよ。
Interesting. Okay, do I have a chair and then yeah. I have to confirm that they're in position on the left and right side of the first buoy. It's time to begin.
では試合を始めます。
よろしくてよ。
セット。
I don't think she knows that that's probably the start. Or guess not. I guess maybe it's just a ready set go thing, but the way he sounded just saying set sounded like that was the go sign. Both of them dash forward as soon as they hear the whistle. Well, not really both of them. Kurashina-san's start is way too slow to group them together.
何をなさっているのです？
SunaeVN-san, on the other hand, assumes a beautiful flying form, effectively reducing air resistance the moment she launches.
よし、いただきましたわ。
ポイント、SunaeVN。
She easily outruns Kurashina-san, successfully touches the second buoy. She's good. Seems she isn't all talk impressive. Her form is extremely beautiful. She isn't using any of the finer techniques, but seeing how fast and stable her flight is, I can tell she's quite an advanced Skywalker. What's more, it's obvious she's going easy on Kurashina-san. Skywalker, I'm guessing, is a term for experienced anti-gravitational shoe users. Ah, man, Kurashina-san's got no chance.
それでは次、行かせていただきますわ。
SunaeVN-san quickly levels out and advances in the direction of the first buoy. I've actually to see, maybe is this the same image but inverted? I'll have to take a look. Obviously with the characters redrawn onto it. Naturally, Kurashina-san is in her way, but she's just floating in place, flustered and unsure what to do.
ひなたさん、どうしたらいいでしょうか？
I hear Kurashina-san's voice through the headset. Stay calm. First, block your opponent's path.
どうやって？
Spread out your arms and ready your legs. Move both left or right. Basically, try to act like a goalie in soccer. I wonder if they use that as a term in English, Japanese as well. Yeah, goalkeeper. Okay. Just wanted to see if they used the same explanation or if they used a different one in Japanese. So.
こうですか?
Kirishina-san's stance has changed. Right. You then apply pressure to your opponent as you.
そんなガードで止められると思ってるの?
来ました!
Perform a feint and go for her rear. Right as Satomi-san passes her, Kirishina-san desperately moves her body, turning sideways and tries to touch her back. Unfortunately,
ダメでした.
Satomi-san easily slips past Kirishina-san's hand. I guess it was naive to think that would work.
そんな.
After that, Satomi-san effortlessly touches the first buoy.
ポイント佐藤院。
私に盾つくぐらいだからよほどの腕かと思いましたが、所詮は敵ではなかったようですわね。
Satomi-san laughs loudly. And sure enough, the match continued to play out in a completely one-sided fashion with her on the offensive. Next thing I know, there's only 1 minute left and Satomi-san has 9 points.
さあ、それでは10ポイント目いただきますわよ。
コーチ.
When I look up at the sky, all I see is a triumphant noble woman standing before and almost crying Kirishina-san. Time out, time out.
タイムなんてルールは聞いたことありませんわよ。
In Shogi Go Othello, beginners can take some time to consider the next move, right?
そう言われればそうですわね。
Yeah, she's quite lenient in that sort of thing. What an understanding person. Kirishina-san, calm down.
はい.
We have no choice. Let's give the thing I mentioned earlier a try.
でもまだ私満足に飛べないのにあんなことできるんでしょうか?
You're not going to score a single point at this rate.
それは.
Does that not frustrate you? However, it's probably a bit mean to put it like that. But this is all too familiar exchange to me. Though back then, the people involved were all different. And because of that, I still remember what he said at that time.
完封嫌です。せめて一矢報いたいです。
Good. That's why I deliberately provoked her.
ほらほら、どうしたのかしら。もう降参でもいいのですわよ。
Elated, Kirishina-san points at Satomi-san who is waiting up in the sky with absolute composure.
絶対に1ポイント取ってみせます。
あら。そういう負けん気の強い子は嫌いじゃないですわ。うちの可愛い1年生とそっくり。
That's Rika? Satomi-san makes her hair flutter as she shouts out a response.
いいわ、かかっていらっしゃい。返り討ちにしてあなたの陰の字もいただくわよ。
They prepare to resume their battle.
では残り50秒から再開します。
She'll probably only get one chance. If she lets it slip, time will run out and she'll lose without scoring a single point. Just one. There's only one chance.
試合再開。
さあ、一気に行くわよ。
Satsumi-san makes her move right as the rep blows the whistle. Alright, go for it. Kurashina-san stretches out her hands and legs upon hearing my signal and turns face up and climbs up about 10 meters. Eventually she floats high above Satsumi-san, morphing her body into a crescent shape. Okay.
あら、私の凱旋にアーチでも作ってくださる気ですか？
Satsumi-san unconcernedly continues her flight and is about to pass under the arc Kurashina-san has drawn. Perfect, go now. The exact moment Satsumi-san's body goes under the arc, Kurashina-san's body straightens out and she starts to descend.
罠だっていうの？
Nice, she fell for it. Satsumi-san had only been evading attacks from the side this entire time. From that, I deduced that she might be weak against vertical attacks. Also figured she would be overconfident due to her enormous lead, making her careless.
背中いただきます。
And most importantly, climbs and descents are a lot easier for beginners.
避けにくいところを。
Satsumi-san's movements are as sloppy as I expected. Kurashina-san's hand is rapidly approaching her back.
やるわね。でも。
Satsumi-san instantly twists her body, trying to evade the attack that was fast approaching from above. And a mere moment before Kurashina-san's hand reaches her back. Damn, she dodged. Kurashina-san's hand cuts through the empty air, and Satsumi-san speeds off as if to mark her opponent. I guess this is it. Satsumi-san keeps her altitude consistent as she straightens out her form. Kurashina-san on the other hand is rushing toward the water due to all that built up momentum. Not good. No! I inadvertently closed my eyes. However, no matter how long I wait, I just don't hear the loud splashing sound of water. Instead, an intense electrical whir resounds. Huh? Upon opening my eyes, huh? I'm greeted by an unbelievable sight. Satsumi-san had definitely dodged the attack. And I even saw Kurashina-san diving the head first toward the water, but somehow she started to climb again, and with those miraculous movements she managed to tag the back that had escaped her a moment ago.
信じられ。
I see, they use the repulsion of the anti-grav atoms, whatever they use the term, as a means to show that they've touched the back because of the repulsion. As for the girl who pulled that off,
あれれ？
okay, doesn't look like it's hit her yet.
私ポイント取れちゃった？
She's gazing down at her own hand with a puzzled look on her face. And while everyone, including Kurashina-san himself, is dumbfounded, time is up. Oh, okay, it's not.
すごいぞ。エアキックターンとか何年ぶりだ。
Shion-san alone roars out with joy. An air kick turn. I see. It's a flying circus technique that requires a very high level of skill and, above all, exceptional physical abilities. It's an advanced technique that allows an individual to explosively kick off the air to quickly change directions. And this girl, who just started flying by herself yesterday, managed to pull it off? Unreal.
この私がポイントを。しかもあんな昨日今日始めたばかりの女の子に。
SunaeVN's son is putting on a show for everyone to see. Seems she's not even trying to hide her shock. She's fallen to her knees and is covering her face with both of her hands. Vastly different reactions. You'd think she won. The other girl on the hand is almost bouncing with joy. Yeah, I did. That was amazing.
私初めてだったのにポイント取れちゃいました。
She's the type who also doesn't really know what she did in terms of how great it was or what she did. That is pretty amazing. I mean, she wasn't even using flying circus shoes and she only just learned the rules. Plus, she's got no real flying experience at all. Still, despite all of that, she managed to score points in a match. That's just insane. Or her opponent was letting her guard down and not taking it as seriously as well. So, well, that's exactly why. I turned towards SunaeVN's son. The shock must be pretty bad.
まだまだ練習が足りなかったということなの。
Yep, she seems really depressed. I approach her to cheer her up some,
佐藤院さん。
but Kurashina-san steps forward and beats me to it.
何よ、これ以上私を愚弄する気な。
In front of a flinching SunaeVN-san, Kurashina-san assumes an upright position like a soldier standing at attention.
フライングサーカス教えてくださってありがとうございました。
Then she bends her hips 90 degrees as she bows to her.
普通なら無視されても仕方ないぐらいの無礼な行動なのに、佐藤院さんはとても丁寧にルールややり方を教えてくださいました。
Even though she does have that haughty princess royalty type of, I can't really say attitude, but the way she makes herself look, she does have a good side to her.
このスポーツとっても楽しかったです。これからも頑張りますのでよろしくお願いします。
Wow. She couldn't have put it better. I was worried about what she might say, but that was pointless.
ずいぶん謙虚じゃない。じゃあ約束通り陰の字は返して差し上げるわ。でもこれで負けたわけじゃないんですのよ。必ずまた私と戦いなさいよね。はい、
それはもう。
Right, situations like these tend to go best when the competitors talk. I used to know that all too well.
見てらっしゃい。佐藤院の名にかけて次こそは必ず得点は一つたりとも許さないから。覚えてなさいよ。忘れたら承知しませんからね。
After saying all that, SunaeVN-san turns her back to us and flies off. That girl has a strong heart. Normally an active player would be stunned by the turn of events. Looks like she's not as weak as a certain other person I know. Man, that girl was really weird. And I think the only person he knows is himself.
でもとってもいい人でした。
True. Despite how rude we were being, she still courteously explained the rules to Kurashina-san. She's pretending to be all haughty, but it's actually super nice. That's what I mean by weird. Alright, I guess it's time for the two of us to head. Oh, whoa. When I turn around, Kurashina-san, I notice a giant shadow rapidly approaching me.
君たち
Yeah, they're gonna be good friends. I'm gonna leave it off today. That's interesting. I didn't expect this time what type of turn of events. I was worried in the last episode. I was complaining a bit about the pacing of the series was a bit too fast. But this one was a lot better. Obviously, the whole episode was just about this one event, so not too sure just yet. But the pacing of this little contest was alright. It was pretty good. It helped explain a few things, but I found it's a bit convenient, I guess you could say, that when they were just talking about the sports of Graf shoes and like this other thing, how he's a bit unhappy about it, and they just happened to come across two that were doing that so-called sports. What's interesting, I find interesting, is in the beginning of the series, they had this dark atmosphere, this dark backstory, this dream. It painted a really harsh past of Masia in terms of him losing all the interesting grab shoes. But the past few episodes, I've just felt like that it wasn't really that much of an issue. I mean, he's flying, he's not too worried about flying. Obviously, now we know it's more related to the sports and not flying itself. But even here, he was not too afraid. Not afraid is not the right word, but he didn't mind helping Asuka with the sport or watching the sport. It's not like there wasn't anything of a deep trauma in a sense. He did mention it himself that it was a trauma, but it wasn't something that he'd be afraid of in a sense. From what I can see, it's actually quite minor. But again, I don't know the story, so it's what I've just noticed in a few parts. But yeah, as for the characters, SunaeVN is an interesting character. What shouted out to me at first was two character tropes. Obviously, the haughty princess royalty type of character, the Ojo-sama, but also the classic blonde hair, twin tails, tsundere type of character. A good example of her would be, I don't know if I'm getting the right name right, but the Fruits of Grisaya. Grisaya no Kajitsu, I think it's the name of the series. The character name was Mahiro, somewhere around there. Another character with blonde hair, but obviously bleached. Twin tails, who wants to act like a tsundere, but was a tsundere at the same time as well. But you know, anyway. Yeah, it reminded me of her a bit. And now, as soon as I noticed that this guy had a 2D, a sprite, I should say, and also since we knew that he has voiced and we could see him, not see him, but he had a name, I should say. We knew that he was going to be a character that was probably going to be close to them, especially since he's in the same school. But yeah, it's interesting to see that. I could tell that he's going to be like a friend to them in a sense. Be someone you will see relatively often from now on. I'm not going into the options to see their names because I feel like I'm going to see their first names and I'm going to wait for that a bit. But yeah. From what I can tell, I think there's still a lot of names we still don't know. So there's a lot more characters to find out. But I've been enjoying it. So now all we know about Asuka right now is she's new to the sport, but she is that genius in the making, I guess you could say. I don't know what the right term would be to use for that, but Someone who could be strong in the future. But yeah. Guess we'll have to wait for that type of thing for her roots, but yeah. Looking forward to it, looking forward to see what's gonna happen next. Yeah. That'll be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.